It is panic over. We're back for round 6 of the JACKOCAR Cup Series. It is still Silverstone, and if this game crashes one more time, I'm deleting it. Because we had to fully restart our consoles the hard way, which was not fun, and apologies for the extended blue screen time, but I'm reliably informed that Yuri enjoyed it, so that's at least something. But yes, we can confirm that Cam did win the race earlier on, which is his first win in JACKOCAR. Well done. And he is through to the playoffs as well. But, of course, as we said earlier, you cannot qualify for round 6 if you win round 5. And that means that Cam will be starting from the back of the grid for race 2 tonight and round 6 of the season. Not that he really cares anymore because he's got his playoff spot guaranteed.
Yes, I think he probably wasn't expecting to win the race as well, but if it's dry for this qualifying session, I don't think he'll mind because he's probably better in the wet qualifying than dry anyway. So I believe we're waiting for one more driver to get in the lobby because we've still got 19 drivers. Pete. I thought they were waiting for us for a minute, but it seems that they're waiting for Pete then. So whilst we're here waiting for Pete to come in, stages are going to be different, unlike the last round, but it's going to be pretty much a lap earlier for the first stage, lap 3, and a lap later for the last stage of lap 8. So the stages are lap 3 and lap 8. So I think more people will be pitting earlier this time to make sure that they don't get caught out by the safety car like Jacko did earlier. Jacko's readied up, Pete's in the lobby. I think we're good to go now. Finally.
Right. I'll tell you what, I think we need to sort of see one hub, right? Obviously, we all know and love them, but we need to tell Nick as soon as possible to take Silverstone off the calendar. Because this week, me and Jess have had to sit through utter disasters of races.
I had to race it on Tuesday as well in Kia.
Yes, but remember PSGL? They'd sack me for saying it. I don't know. Connor didn't sack me for having a rager because actually he agreed with me that the game's a complete joke. This game disqualified the leader of that race for pitting on the safety car. Now, I know in this league that would actually be more realistic, but that's not the point. It's not meant to happen. Cody's don't have that power. And it ruined that race. And now we've had quite a ridiculous crash, which could easily corrupt your entire save data. It's done it to me before, it's corrupted my whole PlayStation before, and it's happened again. So basically, stay clear of this track if you're online. It doesn't work, which is why we're doing yet another race here right now. So let's see if we're going to have a wet qualifying session again, or if it's going to be dry this time. Obviously Cam will not get to qualify, so he can sit back and watch a dry qualifying session.
Cam is allowed though for setup reasons to do an installation lap during his quali slot, and then as soon as he's done his installation lap he goes into the pit, so he will be excluded from the "you got to complete your lap" rule. He will be allowed to do just one out lap, go in and then retire from the session. But apart from that, the order's pretty much the same. So the two reserve drivers will be going out first, so that is Ben and Jacko, and then it's in championship order on points after that, which is Thomas, the first full-time driver, out after Jacko. So same order as last time, only difference is Cam's got a quali ban for this session.
So any second now we should be seeing Ben coming out onto the track. Any second now we should be seeing Ben coming out onto the track.
Will we get a minute delay?
Oh, there
no.
we go. He's done it right to the second actually this time, so sorry for being impatient, but he is on track. Thank goodness for that. And looks like Camo Babu is already considering sticking mediums on. I wouldn't be at all surprised if every single driver actually did start in the mediums, but some people are clearly going out onto the sauce. But look, we don't really know exactly what works and what doesn't yet. That first race was a bit of a mess, because I have a feeling those mediums actually were starting to come into their own for Red Matt at the end. He might well have won it if it wasn't for the accident. So we'll see this race if it goes any better. But yes, this is good that we had a wet quali and a dry quali, because we can see two totally sort of different sets of laps. And it should be two totally different sets of grids. And you can see everyone in the pits is just mucking about now, just to annoy us with the tyre choices. But, yeah, unless the typical British summer weather, well, yeah, summer for the race in real life, unless the typical summer weather arrives and it starts to rain, then we're not going to need those tyres at all. But, yeah. Oh, dear. What a mess, huh?
Yeah, I think by the end of tonight, I think we're both going to be pleased to get rid of Silverstone for a while. But then we have to race it in one hub in 2 weeks' time, so I'm not looking forward to that. Can we just get rid of it off the calendar, Nick? Please, whatever you do, just get rid of it. We're already sick of it already, but Ben's about to start his first dry lap of the evening. Because obviously in qualifying in round 5 it was fully wet, so top 10 they'll have to start on the softs because they'll probably be qualifying on them. Everybody else will have free choice of tyres, but we'll see how Ben's 1 lap pace is in the dries. We didn't get to see that last session.
So, heading through the first sector, it's going to be by far the fastest lap we've seen probably all day. And it's taken long enough to get here. It is after 8 o'clock now, so I assume we'll be finishing this one by sort of the 9 o'clock-ish. It's sort of pretty much the normal length of an actual JACKOCAR event, if it wasn't for all the crashing. Funnily enough, for once, not by the drivers. They had a very clean run, actually, right up until the very end of the first race. We're looking on for a 20-car finish. Perhaps we'll get it this time round. They'll have learnt, the drivers, about the strategy now, and we will see if they can make any use of it. But, yeah, how is that valid then? Are we on strict corner cutting? I'm convinced we aren't, not with that corner cut. That's absolutely...
I will check.
Absolutely ridiculous if he's been allowed to do that.
I don't know
No,
which...
it's strict. That is mad. Well, okay. And Ben's not going to complain about completely cutting Beckett's like that, but... He'll come on the final corner. And it is the fastest lap of the session. 1 minute 28.3. Is that any good? We have absolutely no idea. Let's see if Jacko's going any quicker. Or any slower. Well, I'll tell you, he's not cutting Beckett's. Yellow,
No.
so that's just sort of starting the lap. Of course, Thomas out there starting the lap. He'll be much higher than that in the running order for the next race, I have suspicions of, after the podium there, earlier on. Oh, that's going to be possibly invalid. No, he's allowed to do that as well. Right. Maybe this is why my TTs on Silverstone were always so far back. You can just cut all the corners as Jacko goes P1. Right. This track never fails to surprise me, and at this point, that's probably going to be the same for the viewers. And probably the drivers as well, because Jack has went off there thinking, uh-oh. Oh, okay. Oh, well, let me just go fastest by going off the track. Will Thomas complete the first lap on track today in this session?
Hopefully he can as well as he heads towards Copse Corner now. You can't really lift around it. Well, you can, but some people don't do it. And I think Thomas just lifted a little bit. So, but you can turn to the right at the 50-metre board and you're able to do that just fine. But Thomas wasn't able to be that confident at the moment. You could tell that we're both losing the will to live at the moment, but we're still here. Yeah. As Thomas, I didn't see if he was purple or not, but he's running out of fuel, but he has to finish a lap anyway. He can't go into the pits. Heads past Vale into Club now. Is it going to be faster than Jacko's 1:27.8 by 1/10? Yes, it is. And just a quick mention, Kia was here at Silverstone on Tuesday. The pole time for that was a 1:27.1 set by Splinter, but we're going to be in the 1:26s surely, as we think it's Risky next, or is it someone
Risky.
else?
Here he comes.
It is Risky.
This should be fastest again, and it is the 27.5. Now, Camel Babel did go for the mediums, and he was quite quick in the first qualifying session today. Got, a decent way up there. So let's see if he's going to have some dry pace, or whether it's going to be sort of, no offense to him, back to normal. We'll see. The number 2 machine, the purple and green car, heads through the last couple of corners. The line is there for him, and it's going to go invalid. Oh, right. Okay.
Oh, interesting.
I didn't actually notice that, but that's probably my bad.
We...
Did he do it at the last corner?
He must have done. He must have done it through literally the last moment. That's awful. That's awful that he's done that. But he'll be starting near the back now. And up next after Cameron is OKK. And he's probably glad that it's dry because he struggled out there earlier on. But again, only one driver did not score points, and that was Jamie. So at least he scored points in the last session. That's all we need to do. That's why a lot of people did not give up in that session. And he's looking really confident through the Maggots and Beggets section. I think a lot more confident than I would say some of the other drivers out there. But I think Risky was, a bit more confident. So I don't think he's going to go fastest. KK's also on the memes as well as Camo Babo. But I'm going to hope he has a cleaner lap and he keeps it on all 4 wheels on the track at least into the final few corners. And then he could, I think it's going to be 129. Yeah, 129.2. So that puts him 5th fastest at the moment on the mediums. And then it's Kieran up next in the number 25 car.
Also on mediums, Kieran is probably starting to hate this league because last week lost a, no offense, pretty much guaranteed victory in Japan, and then in the last race he spun from P3 on the grid. And when I say spun, he literally spun off his grid slot into that gravel trap to the left there, and he's almost, well, he has spun actually. That's not the gravel trap I'm on about, it's the one before that one, Kieran, but I appreciate the demonstration anyway. But yes, he really just needs to get a good result. For mediums, that's not a bad lap, in fairness. So yeah, we'll see how that ages throughout the session. As next up, we have Vitinho. Vitinho had a decent race last time, of course. Might end up qualifying a little bit higher than this, or a little bit later than this in the session next week after that result earlier on. But let's see how he gets on through the last couple of corners on this particular lap. 1 minute 27.5 to beat. This could well do it, and it has by 1/1000th of a second.
Good, decent lap from him. The final sector was good as well. I think the fastest sector out of anyone on the final sector. So up next after Vitinho is Deck, of course. He's now 4th race to the league if you count the earlier race tonight as well. So yeah, it is technically the 4th race. And he's looking to add to his podium from last week. And I think he's starting to get used to the rules of the league. He hasn't broken any rules yet. And he's currently looking to possibly be in the top 10. He's also on the softs. So he's not done the same as Camo Babo, KK or Kieran. So I think he's going to go quicker than them. But is he going to go quicker than Jacko, Thomas, Risky or Vitinho? Only one way to find out, Deck. Do us proud, my friend. 128.8, the slowest out of the soft runners so far. Iceman, is he in the session? He is in the session. And he's actually going to set a lap. Miracles do come true. And he's got to get a bit of a toe from Jordan. So hopefully Jordan moves out the way.
Massive toe.
It is massive. A slipstream I think is very powerful around here in the Hanger Straight. So
no.
I think he's going to gain a massive amount compared to the other drivers. I don't think Jordan was meant to do that. But he was on his outlap anyway on the medias. We'll follow him later. But we'll follow Iceman now. And I think it's going to be the top 3 at least. It is pole. 127.228. Not quite in the 126s yet, but we will get there. His speed teammate Red Matt is up next. He's going through Chapel, and I didn't see what his set to 2 time was, but he's looking to get another pole position. He went from first to near last in the last race. He probably wished that Jacko wasn't leading the safety car because he probably thought none of this would have happened, but you know, it happens in JACKOCAR. You've got to do what you do. And Red Matt comes across the line. and he goes fastest. First man into the 126s, Owen.
Good lap from him there, and just on Iceman's livery. I don't know if you get any penalties for not running your regular livery, but that's clearly not his car. So I'm sure Jacko might not have noticed it actually, unless I mentioned it, but hopefully...
You have to run it for 10 races.
Yeah.
You have to run it for 10 races, so as long as he runs his main one for majority of the season, you should get away with that.
Yeah, hopefully. It's just, I don't know if it's actually a mistake and he might still count it. It's just worth pointing out he's got to change his number just to make sure it doesn't catch him out later on. As Jordan gets ready to finish his lap. He's also on the mediums as he heads through the last couple of corners now. We are very much into the closing stages now of qualifying. 5 minutes to go. Jordan has gone P7. And next up is MK Bourne. Let's see how he gets on.
We actually get to see a Sector 2 split this time. One of my favourite liveries, I think, of all time. I like the checkered stripes with the purple. It looks very nice, actually. With the rainbow halo, it fits quite nice as well. I think I can tell he's got a breaking point helmet as well to match. So he wasn't purple in Sector 2. So Red Matt still has the fastest Sector 2 overall, I think, as MK Braun heads through Stoke once again. Oh, that was almost an invalidation. Luckily it wasn't, as he goes on. He needs a good final sector to beat the likes of the Speed team. And he comes across the line, 127.6, P5. Not a bad lap from him, but not enough for pole. Up next is Jamie 2905, and he's actually done what you wanted him to do, and he's actually changed his helmet to green again.
He had requested to do that in the chat earlier on, and Jacko was happy to let him do it. So the car and livery and the helmet all live happily ever after. Let's see if this will give Jimmy a good result now as he heads through. Obviously crashed out, brought out that safety car in the first race tonight. And now, as he crosses the line, this has potentially top 2, and it is indeed top 2 written all over it. So he has gone second fastest there. Pete is up next. Let's see how he's going to get on. He finished 12th in the first race earlier on. Was 17th heading to the restart. He just wants a better race this time round. But nothing purple on my screen. So might not get what he wants. But let's see anyway. As he heads through the last couple of corners.
Yeah, Cam starting his outlap, by the way, so he will be retiring shortly because he won the last race, but we'll follow P as he comes across the line. And does he just save it? No, he doesn't save it. He hits the wall, and come on, Pete, you got to finish your lap. The rule is you got to finish your lap, and he's invalidated as well because of that. Game, why? That's very cruel. That he didn't even cut the corner, and the game just be like, nah, I'll invalidate.
That is terrible.
That is terrible. Jake's up next, though.
I've been promised some donuts from Cam, by the way, to celebrate his victory, and he said he was going to do them here just before Kyle finishes his lap. Give me donuts. No, Jamie. No, I didn't mean you. No. Okay, no donuts from Cam. Remove him from the league. That's tough.
Right, he gets disqualified. His winners get taken off him.
It's a disgrace. Absolute joke. Anyway, here's Kyle. Kyle is... Sorry, Jamie, by the way. That was terrible timing, because no one would have saw that if Cam hadn't made a false promise.
Jake, not Jamie.
Or is it Jamie who spun? Jamie spun.
Jamie is spun, but Jake was on the lap at the time. I think.
Right. Oh, yeah. Completely missed that. Oops. Yes. Well, Kyle, anyway. It's all Cam's fault. Oh, Jacko said no. So Jacko's fault. Jacko, the killjoy, who is actually not doing too bad in P9, but he will get replaced now by Kyle, almost certainly, as he gets ready to go. Second fastest, and he does go second fastest. Red map, showing the good pace once again. And let's see how Arnold gets on then. We can watch the whole lap, since Cam is currently in the pits. Donutless.
Shame on you, Cam. You promised us to do donuts. He'd even put it in the chat as well, and he did. And yeah, Jamie said he did more donuts than Cam.
Yeah.
That is true. But yeah, it's Jacko's fault. Yeah, I agree. Jacko, that's mean. That is very mean. But anyway, let's not spoil Arnold's lap as we get to see if he's purple everything. Yep, he's purple sector 1, 27.4. Fastest out of anyone so far on his lap. I don't know what that compares to Red Mat sector 1, but I'm sure that's a few temps faster. He's past Brooklands, past Woodcote, and he's now going to head into Cops Corner. Let's see, he had to lift a little bit, but he was looking very, very good so far on his lap. And he is now going through the very tricky Maggots and Beckett's. Slidey he goes, but he keeps all four wheels on the track, which is what you got to do. He puts it into high revs, almost at 200 miles per hour as you head towards Stowe Corner. Keep it as far to the left as you possibly can on exit as you head towards Vale on the right, and clip that left apex as he comes into the final corner. Is it going to be fastest lap out of anyone tonight? No. So he must have had a horrible final sector. We picked him up and he didn't get a good lap.
Sorry, I shouldn't laugh, but that was quite funny.
Yeah, it was quite funny, so you do have the right to laugh at it. Yeah.
Oh. Arnold, man, you're so disappointing. We pick you up every week. You see, I'll give Jess a pass because she's only here for her third race. We've been here all 6, folks. And you know we can't trust this guy to win anything. Jamie, however, he's won twice this season. Could have been 3, could have been 4, frankly, by this point out of 5. He's having a good run, but I don't think this is on for fastest either. But let's not confirm anything just yet. Let's just see him cross the line first, and we'll see where he is. But Red Matt might be looking at this, feeling quite good about himself. But if Jimmy can get himself well into that top 10, then he does have a chance in the race. So let's see where he goes. 1 minute 26.7 to beat. Is Jimmy going to do it? No, he's gone 4th fastest again.
Same as last session, I believe, where he started 4th. So, once again, Red Matt is on pole for the 2nd race in a row. But let's hope he has much better luck this time. Only 3 drivers in the 126s. That is Red Matt, Arnold, and Kyle.
So, whole grid then. Red Matt, Arnold, Kyle, Jamie, Iceman, Jake, Patino, Risky, and MK Bourne. They'll all start on no soft. Then Thomas, Jacko, Jordan, Kieran, Ben, Deck, OKK, Camo, Pete, and Cam. Your winner last time will go from the back. Very exciting.
3 invalidations. Only 2 invalidations of Cabo, Baba, and Pete. Pete, a very cool one, I have to say. Very cool one from Pete. Camo Babo was also cool as well. Final corner.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to count as no invalidations, because those invalidations were cool from the game, so...
Well, I mean, Camo did just go clean off the track in the final corner. He should have just stayed on the track.
Very true.
Pete's one, though, was just insult to pretty serious injury.
Yeah. And I wonder if Cam's going to do the last 2 challenge while he asked her how far can he go from being last on the grid to where he finishes. It doesn't matter what he does in this race from now on. He's in the playoffs, but playoff points mean anything, and that could make a difference in the first playoff stage. The more playoff points you get at the start of it, the better your chances of getting through to round 2. We've seen that with Khalifa last season. He already booked his ticket to round 2 last season, I believe, in the playoffs. Before round 1 even started. So there we go. That might happen to J-Luke, actually, the way he's going all season. As we're about to load up into the session, what tyres will the people outside the top 10 go for? We will let you know as soon as the game decides to load. Thank you.
Let's see then. They are on softs and mediums. Only Jacko and Ben have gone softs outside the top 10. Rest on mediums. And will we see all those 2-stop shenanigans again in this race, all early in the race? I don't know, actually. Will someone just try something different this time? I don't know. Will we get a lap 1 safety car? I could really throw it.
Yes, and I think the drivers know not to do the same mistake as Jacko and pit as early as you can, because then we can actually get some good racing for like 10 or 11 laps. Get your stops out of the way, and then we could see some sprint to the finish. That's what we like to see. Sprint qualifying in a way. Nah, don't do sprint qualifying. That's rubbish. Hope they get rid of it for next year, because that's boring as anything. But Red Matt, he hasn't won a race all season. He could add another one. Well, he can add his first one tonight and be the second race winner of the night. Could be, I believe, the fourth winner of the playoffs. Because obviously we had Jamie, Carl and Cam already booked their tickets. And with it being so close to whatever the final race is before the playoffs, I don't know when that is, and I don't know what race it is. It's getting so close. People have got to have good races now. If they're having poor races, they're pretty much confirmed for the chase, really. But the chase is not over by any means, because there's still a chance to do that. There might be some people purposely going for the chase, as some people did last season. Not naming names, of course.
Here they all come then. No one spun down the back straight this time. 2 managed it on the first race tonight. So, well done. Well, actually, let's not say that yet, because Cam is going very... Do you want to do your donuts now, Cam? You'll get your tyres nicely heated up, and you can't really get kicked from the league for this. Go on, go on.
Go on, Cam,
you're
break the rules.
you're that far behind already. Ah, boo.
Everyone in the crowd is booing him now.
I know. Full grandstands, look, Jess. I mean, they're absolutely... all of them. They're actually disgusted. Forget booing. They're going home. They're actually going home now. Oh well. The rest of them are on the grid. Red Matt's on pole. Arnold alongside on the front row. Are we going to see this start on time? Hopefully. Let's just have this start straight away, yeah? No wasting time, no Iceman problems. I want to see some red lights. There we go, red lights. Red Matt from Arnold. And boogity boogity boogity. Let's go racing again. Arnold's had a brilliant start. He should lead us into turn 1. And he's on the inside. Keep it together. They've hit each other. And Red Matt's cutting across the track. But Arnold's into the lead. Kyle, try and have a look on Arnold. And it looks like Red Matt's come back out with a 3-second time penalty. Almost certainly going to get removed, because it wasn't really fair, that one. But we'll see. The stewards can be quite cruel in this league, actually. Jamie's up into 3rd place. He's challenging Kyle for 2nd, but for the 2nd race in a row, we're having a relatively clean start. Few cars having issues further back, but oh well, that's as well.
Don't say anything until they cross the line.
Yes, yes, I'll take your advice. As because they're going for it into cops, some of them, and I'm kind of scared. We're watching Kieran and we're watching Jacko. And Jacko's decided he doesn't want to be on the track anymore, but at least there wasn't any collision. At the front though, Arnold, is he on for a first victory of the season? Yes or no? Put it in the comments and we'll check at the end of the race how many geniuses there are. And that's a safety car, is it? Jamie's been overtaken by Red Matt, he's back up to 3rd place, but we've lost Kieran, virtual safety car. Get ready for all the pit stops. He went where Perez went in the sprint this year, and he's promptly left the session. Arnold in. There's been a crash. That's not related to the pit stops. There's been a crash though. Risky has hit the back of Patino. I think there's penalties for both of them. The whole field's in the pits basically, apart from OKK. OKK might get the lap 3 point, but the rest of them are all in.
OKK wants a playoff point.
That's what I'm saying. Lap 3 is when you get it this time. Can Kyle jump ahead of Arnold? Oh dear, no he can't. I think he could have done there, but Red Matt's actually got ahead of him, so that's really poor luck for Kyle, because I reckon he could have actually had Arnold if the game let him out quick enough, but it didn't. A lot of people will be stacking, of course, but and some front wings as well, but they'll all get to catch up anyway, so first stop's all complete. Jake already stuck it onto the grass there. And OKK leads the race by not even that much, unfortunately. But we are green, and he's just going to have to keep it nice and tidy. But, yeah, we'll stand at the right idea. I mean, you'll take the points, but Will he? That's the thing. Will he even take the point? Will he take both of them? Will he try and get both of them? A bit like Jacko tried, going longer. Lap 8 is a much riskier one than lap 7 if you haven't made a single stop yet. But he has got about a 10-second lead.
Deck almost hit Patino there going into Brooklands, and he's also got, I think, Cabo Barrow catching up as well. Ben and Acorn going side by side and past Woodcote. You don't want to be doing that, as Ben concedes by the looks of things, as Ben holds that position. Oh, yeah. Wow. Cabo Barrow gets past Deck. I think Deck was struggling now. It was a legitimate pass from Cabo Barrow up to P14. Cam's already up into P15 from dead last, so he's already making progress. I believe he started on the medium, so he's going to be on softs at the end, and he has to pit one more time. And we've got Kyle, Jamie in the pits. Will anyone else follow? Red, Matt and Arnold, I think, stay out. So does Jamie and Iceman.
This is character development for Jacko. 2 laps, 2 pit stops. Isn't this something?
Why didn't you do that the last race, Jacko?
Well, look, he's learned his lesson and he's in the pits. Jamie did get a penalty for speeding now, so he's not going to be happy about that. But, Jacko, nice clean stop. Roll on the safety car, because now you have a chance of getting something out of it. See? Now you're sitting there thinking, I beg for the safety car. And that's how your strategies should have worked last time. But anyway, looks like Jamie's on the back of Red Mat now. Jamie, who we suspected had pace with the amount of positions he's making in the first race. He's trying to make those positions again in the second race, except for victory. DRS will be enabled this lap, of course. And they'll get to use it on the way towards Stowe. So let's see if Jamie can stick himself up into third position, which would be a net second, actually. Mind you, Kyle could be doing the undercut of all undercuts. He's on loose sauce, the rest are all on mediums. If he has the best outlap of his life, he could lead this race. And Jamie, I mean, that was a late move. I feel dodgy one, but it's got him into the pits ahead of Red Mat. Red Mat, well, he sped into the pit lane. I wonder if Jamie did as well. I think Red Mat...
I think he did. I saw both of them did as well. They both were going very, very fast, so... Yeah. That is not good.
Well...
That is not... Red Mat was... There's going to be a safety car.
Red Mat was desperate to catch up and pass into the pit lane. He felt that he got a bit mugged there. But, well, new tyres. Mediums for Red Mat. Softs for Jamie. And... let's see where Kyle's going to be in comparison to them. He is a 2-stop driver, the highest 2-stop driver as it stands. But will Red Mat beat them out? Let's see. On board with Kyle. And there's Jamie in front of him.
Ooh.
But like I say, his penalty, not as impressive as it could have been. So Kyle, on his nicely warmed up tyres, might fancy passing Jamie right now to try and get himself back into a good position, because this could be looking good to pass Arnold as well, as Kyle goes right around the outside of Jamie and doesn't get the move done.
No, he doesn't get it done. He doesn't want to be brave like we saw Camo Babbo did with early on as well. Cam's also done his 2 stops as well. He's in 18th, but there's still more people yet to do their 2 stops, so he will jump higher up a little bit as well. KK has got the playoff point for basically leading a lap at the end of lap 3. I don't know why he's not boxing now.
Going for lap 8, I guess, as well.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Well, he might as well. He's not going to win the race from there, is he, anyway? So.
Very true. Very true. And that could mean anything maybe in the chase as well.
Here comes Kyle. Massive toe on Jamie. Jamie, you really just hold it. You're trying to beat Arnold out of the pits primarily here. And Kyle knows it. And he's going to be absolutely flying around this last corner. If this is the fastest lap of the race, then Arnold might be in a little bit of trouble. And it is a fastest lap. Jamie as well, going quickly. He's right on the back of Jamie. All 3 of these guys could challenge Arnold. There he is, coming out of the pit lane. And Kyle will have the DRS to have a little go. And will he be able to do it on this lap? Because it might be his best chance to do so. I don't actually, though, think he's close enough, unfortunately. So he might have to look behind him again, because there's 2 cars to be all over it. But let's see how this develops. Kyle needs to have a stunning middle sector, really, because This is Arnold's chance of a victory. Right here, can he finally do it? 6 rounds, surely that's enough now to figure out that he should be winning these races. But, let's see.
Not going to say anything about Arnold until the end of lap 13, then we can start celebrating. So, at the moment, he's looking good, but there's still, we're not even halfway yet, and there's still anything can happen. There still could be safety cars, and Arnold could just not make any mistakes now. Keep it on the road, try and fight these guys, and you should be absolutely fine as well, because he's the leading man on the 2-stop strategy, with Carl chasing him every move, and they're all on the same strategy. Thomas has just come in for his 2nd stop, same with Iceman as well, that's having a better race than last time out with his desync issues. He's on a fresh set of softs to the end of the race, which can definitely make it, and we've got Risky and Pete fighting for P5 on the road, but it won't be a net P5 because they haven't made their stops either. And they're both on different tyres, so I wonder, team orders, because they're both on the same team, will Risky decide to stay behind or would he fight for it? I'm not entirely sure. Yellow flag!
Oh, accident. It's Jake and Iceman. And they are, well, they're having a little bit of an argy-bargy now. Post-incident. They might have just met coming out of the pits and it hasn't quite gone well. I don't think they've got any damage though, so they should be alright. As Jamie really closes on Kyle. Kyle does not have the pace to keep up with Arnold at the moment. Not gonna happen. He needs Arnold to struggle in the traffic in front of him. But they might be pitting soon. And looks like OKK should have enough of a lead to lead until lap 8 and pick up the 2nd playoff point. Then he's gonna have to make his 2 pit stops and hope he doesn't get a safety car, because then disqualification could be on the menu. But let's see. Kyle doesn't get DRS now, so Jamie, we know how he likes his dive bombs into stow, and he's trying another one on Kyle, who's holding firm. But Jamie will keep trying, but there's no way through.
I think I would call Jamie the dive bomber of this league, I think, because he likes all his dive bombs. So if there's a wall full of biggest dive bomber, it will have to be Jamie by the looks of it. More people have done their stops. That's MK Bourne, Camo Babo, Pete and Risky, both the speed boys following each other together, because they are in the party, because they usually are in the party, the speed boys working together. I'm sure most of the other teams will be doing so as well with their strategies. So that just leaves OKK to do his 2 stops, and we also got Ben, who's yet to make his final stop.
Look
there's another move.
Jamie tried the undercut there on Kyle. It was working really nicely, but Kyle
crash.
Covered him off as Camo's had a little moment down at 3. But Jamie on the inside of Cops. That's brave. He's made the apex, but there's his contact. On off goes Kyle. Has he got any damage? No, he's trying side by side with Marcus and Beckett, and he's going to try and find some way through. He'll get the DRS, I think, on the back straight. Obviously, Arnold's just gone now, but I don't think it really matters because he's free now, because it's 2 Jamies and a Kyle going for it, and, well, Green Jamie might find Red Jamie passing him on the outside, and Red Matt will be looking all over the back of this too. And oh, look at this. This is all over the place. Red Matt's trying on Red Jamie. And Kyle will be liking this because Green Jamie has been very aggressive on that last sort of lap or 2. And it's a 4-car train. Perhaps Kyle might get a little bit of a break as he is at the head of it. None of them really have much ERS apart from Red Jamie and Red Matt, because they might be the attackers now. Oh, is he attacking now already? Red Jamie. We're gonna have to stick with these names because it's annoying having 2 Jamies on the grid, unfortunately. But
or we could call it ART Jamie.
We could just call it J Luke, I suppose.
That is a good. That's what we usually call him sometimes. If we didn't have Jamie, the other Jamie there, but I did see, I think, Ben making his final stop, and that puts him P15 at the moment, just behind. Just in front of Risky and just behind Jordan as well. So we could go through positions gained in a minute. And KK's about to cross the line. He can pit now if he wants to. And he's not. Because I think he knows that he wants to get that playoff point and he wants to be comfortable with it. Let's hope for KK's sake there's no safety car and the playoff point goes to OKK.
Jamie, diving again! Oh.
Wow, Jesus, Green Jamie, they're going at it tonight, these Jamies, as Carl defends to the right-hand side of Bale, yellow flag.
Oh. Is that
OKK? Is
OKK? Yeah. Well, he's got his points, I don't think he really cares anymore.
Yep, he's got his points in the session. It doesn't matter for him now. He's going to get more than
Jamie's done it again. Exactly what he did in the first race, but this time...
he saved it. He saved it.
Oh, well, we say saved it. He's completely locked into not hitting the wall this time. He'll call it a save, though, you believe me. Oh, and Jacko as well. Jacko's in the... Well, not quite on the gravel, and that's a free car straight heading as well. Jeez, that is
Jesus.
Not the most comfortable situation. Ben's not trying to pass Ben, who's DC'd. Ben's DC'd. He's taken off Ben. Look, Ben's crashed into Ben, and now Risky's off into Narnia, and that is going to be possibly an accident when he comes back on.
What is going on?
And now Ben is passing. Oh, he's not passing. I mean, Ben isn't even here. I don't know why he's bothering to fight this one, but he's lost out, and now Jacko's trying to pass Ben as well. He's getting confused yet by the lanes. Hope you are, because Ben, the DC'd car, is still fighting against Jacko, who's spun off in the last corner. And now he gets back up into 16th place. Real shame seeing Green Jamie losing the car, because he was Mr. Aggressive. And we've sort of lost that aggressive fight now. Because I don't see Jamie Red One or J. Luke fighting as hard to get ahead of Carl when he's got the penalty anyway.
Yeah, maybe Red Jamie wants to get past his lap to get that extra playoff point, potentially as well, because that could mean anything for J. Luke, who is already in the playoffs as well. And that is promotes Red Matt to 4, because OKK has done his first stop. OKK will need to do one more stop, and then he'll be free of pit stops, and then we can all see the true positions. Biggest gainers, I think, so far, out of the ones who made their 2 stops. Cam, who's gained 10 places. MK Vaughan, who's gained 5. We got another battle brewing, Red Matt versus Red Jamie into Brooklyn, but Red Matt is a little bit too further back. We also got, I'm trying to see who else we got as well. We got Camo Babo on, what should we call the one in 13th, Ben? What should we... Oh, I don't know. But we'll just call him Ben anyway. Blue Ben. I don't know. We can't call him that because the speed colours are blue. I don't know. But the reserve Ben. I'll call him reserve Ben. Sorry. What? People shouldn't have the same names. They joking.
If anyone's still watching, I'm amazed.
Yeah, we're just losing it in the commentary box. I haven't even had dinner yet, so I literally got back 20 minutes before the stream was meant to start.
Right then, who's got most ERS in this then? Because Kyle is still low, Jamie's a little higher, and Red Matt's the highest. Will his medians come to sort of better form in these last 3 laps of the race as OKK takes his second stop and will fall way down the field? Cal's on the back of Thomas, so he could be on for maybe P8 at this rate, which from the back of the grid, a very good performance indeed.
Yeah, I think extra points mean nothing really to him now. I think playoff points matter for him as well, but still, he wants to see if he can become regular season champion, which is still on the cards technically for Cam, because he's been in the top 3 for quite a while.
Well, the win will help a lot, won't it? The win will give him maximum points, you know. So
yeah, win will give him maximum points, and then the extra points he gets today for the round 6 will be brilliant. And yeah, he gets P8 from Thomas. Oh, does he? He just about. Jesus, Thomas, not much space given, but you are allowed to defend like that in JACKOCAR. Those are the rules, and Thomas had the right to do that, but he couldn't defend that. So Cam's up to 8th now, and that's 12 positions gained for him now. You'll probably like that, and he's trying to chase down Jay, which could be possible, may not. Red Matt's on the back of J. Luke once again. He wants that podium spot for the taking. Again, Red Matt, who started pole, hasn't converted it to a race victory. It's not going to be on the cards because Arnold is flying away at the moment. We're not going to say much about Arnold because he's running away with it at the moment, and I don't want to talk about the A word ever again. But Jamie is fighting. This could be Championship 5 battling, I would say, at the end of the season if this keeps up, because Carl and Jamie have won races. Red Matt could be qualifying on points. This could be Championship 5 battling at the end of the season. So we better get used to it now.
So then, 2 to go. Red Matt's tyres, will they be good in the last lap? It feels like Red Matt's actually sort of saving his ERS a little bit more. I know he's using it now, but that's because he's has saved enough to use. And this could be him setting up a move, perhaps at the end of the DRS zone. You can see he does seem to have a little bit more confidence and grip through Copse Corner, so that would be even more through Maggots, Beckett and Chapel. And then, on the run through the DRS zone, could this be Red Matt moving past Jamie? Will he go for a late move? Will he just back it off and try not to risk an accident? He's sort of set in the middle, trying to scare Jamie so he can get the exit, actually. And it's working out for him as he goes side by side on towards the final chicane. Final lap is starting now, and these two look like they're going to start fighting for 3rd place. Jake is ahead of Jamie now in for 6th place, and Kyle is now free from DRS of J. Luke. I don't think there's going to be any need for the penalty to affect Kyle anyway. He would have let them go if it was too much pressure. But can Red Matt get through Jamie? That's what we need to see on this final lap. But Arnold, 4 seconds clear. Is he finally going to do it? The duct is 2 sectors away from being broken. For the man who everyone sort of feels is the easy favourite for the title, but it's easier said than done, that. As there still fights further down the grid, and that's an accident as well. A few cars off, actually. What's going on there? Risky, he wasn't the only one. Pete was having a collision with Ben, and they've kept on going. So there's a few fights still going on, but the main one, really. Let's just check the penalties, actually, just to make sure it's actually. Well, Red Matt's got one more penalty anyway, so he's just doing this for fun, frankly. But let's see if he can get by Jamie anyway. I think Jamie's got it completely wrong through Beckett. So this is Red Matt moving up into 2nd or for 3rd place, and then he'll lose it again on the line unless Jamie picks up a penalty right at the death. But again, with his penalty, and knowing he's got the advantage, there's absolutely no point in fighting it. Saying that, exceeding the track limits plenty. Be careful. Arnold is through to the playoffs. He's won the race, but these two are still side by side. And Jamie, what are you doing that for?
Jamie, you bottle!
I think he'll still get it, but there's no need to fight it that much. Just cross the line, innit? But Jamie does come home 3rd. Carl was 2nd. Red Matt's nearly got a gift there. MK Bourne ended up in 4th place. Jake comes home in the 6th place in the end. Thomas is 6th. Jake 7th, and the game's crashed. Oh, for Christ's sake! Why are we blaming Iceman for this? It's not. He left like ages ago. I know, but that can't be the problem again. We can't get you. We can't get you in official order, unfortunately. Arnold's through to the playoffs. I'm just going to end the stream now, frankly. We'll be back next week. Where are we next week, actually? Let me try and find that for you at the very least. But, let's see. We are next week at the Hungarian Grand Prix. Goodbye. Let me just turn this off now. You're going to have like 20 seconds of me going, it's not going to turn off, it's not going to turn off. But eventually it will turn off. Safe travels, get your vaccines and all that crap. Bye-bye. Come on, turn off. And don't corrupt my files. I beg.